Seguimos con más entrevistas en el Mobile World Congress 2013 desde Barcelona, donde se está celebrando este evento este año, como siempre. Diferente ubicación, pero mismo evento. Y estamos con Ken de la empresa Kineto Wireless, que nos va a comentar dos de las soluciones que han traído a este congreso. Ken, welcome to Telesemana.
Thank you very much.
So, we called you here for the show because you are announcing two different products that we were interested in. One was related to Wi-Fi and one to the OTTs. Why don't we start with the Wi-Fi product very quickly and then we jump to the OTTs, which is a very hot topic also in Latin America.
Okay. Yeah, so we announced a product that we call Smart Wi-Fi. And what that likes to do is help an operator leverage the Wi-Fi networks that are already out there deployed today at homes and offices. So Wi-Fi is a very ubiquitous coverage solution. And one thing that's been missing though is how do operators leverage those networks for things other than just offloading internet traffic. So how do you actually bring your own mainstream voice and messaging services also over to the Wi-Fi network? And that's what this technology allows them to do. And as a result, now they can look to leverage a existing Wi-Fi access point in the same way they would a femtocell. You're familiar with those products. So now really a carrier can leverage Wi-Fi as a coverage solution for them, not only just as a way to offload internet traffic.
Okay, now one of the things that, to give some background to our audience about you guys, you used to be involved in the universal mobile access technology.
That's right.
Which is kind of the pre-Wi-Fi era that you were living today, right? So tell us a little bit about your background so
That's
people
right.
know.
So as a company, we've been around for now over 10 years, and one of the initial things we did was along the lines of this: how do carriers leverage unlicensed spectrum to supplement their current network? And that technology has been very successful for us and for operators around the world, but things have changed now. So what's new about it is now not only can operators leverage the existing voice infrastructure they have, but a lot of carriers are now moving to IP-based networks. So the whole IMS and IP-based voice services. So now as that they're rolling out their LTE networks and they're rolling out IMS and voice over LTE known as VoLTE, that's about how do they deliver packet voice services out over their own networks. What they haven't been able to do is now deliver that out over networks other than their own, so over the internet and Wi-Fi. So what the Smart Wi-Fi product does is allows them to now bring their voice services, packet voice services, also over to Wi-Fi.
So it will be just having your own network, but using non-3GPP technology.
That's right.
As
exactly.
if it was 3GPP.
Exactly. So as you're evolving your own macro network to IP technology, which is a great thing, and the efficiencies and costs and so forth, they can now also leverage the existing internet and Wi-Fi networks that are out there as well to make them a seamless part of their overall mobile network.
Having visibility and everything they would have from the macro.
That's right. So exactly. So now, when a subscriber connects their handset over to a Wi-Fi, again at home or office, all of a sudden, not only does their internet services get moved over to that connection, but also their voice and messaging. So they don't even know that their services are now being handled over the Wi-Fi internet connection rather than the macro cellular network. And it's a win for the subscriber now, because now they have very good coverage at their home, and the performance is very good, voice quality, fast internet, and so forth. And the carriers win in that they now have a coverage solution that helps them address some of the churn issues that may be there as a result of coverage. And also a lot of operators are looking to give preferential pricing for services delivered over Wi-Fi. So they can give cheaper calling when they're on Wi-Fi. And that helps them also compete against some of the over-the-top voice solutions that are out there today.
And now you just lay it out for changing the discussion.
That's right.
And tell us how Kineto goes from offering smart Wi-Fi to offering a solution for fighting OTTs. So
That's right. So the first solution I talked about, Smart Wi-Fi, was for an operator, how do they move their existing communication services, which is largely telephony and SMS, and move those over to Wi-Fi. But the challenge is that's not sufficient in many countries now, because the over-the-top players like the Skypes and the WhatsApps and the Lines and the Kakaos and other things, what they're doing is they're giving a better voice experience, they're giving better messaging experiences and so forth. So not only do operators need to move services over to Wi-Fi, but they need to look at how do they actually make their services more compelling for the end user. So how do they evolve their telephony services and their SMS and their messaging services? Yeah. A lot of the industry discussion has been around a technology called Rich Communication Suite, or RCS. And that's been kind of the industry standard, if you will, for how an operator should, from a technical perspective, look to enhance its communication services portfolio. And that's what our solution leverages. So our Smart Comm solution, which we're announcing also here at the show, is a application for smartphones as well as tablets and so forth, and it leverages the RCS technology.
Just to clarify, you are not an RCS provider. You are on top of the RCS.
That's
architecture.
Right. Well, we're on the handset side. So so for any of these things, there's a network side, and so you have the IMS and RCS infrastructure.
So you will be creating the application for the operator.
That's right. So we have the application that leverages an RCS network. And what our SmartComm solution does, it looks to really go beyond what's been done before. So it's, first of all, it kind of gives entirely a new user experience, even for mainstream telephony and SMS. You know, one of the the over-the-top thing service providers have done is they've certainly exploited kind of gaps in capabilities. So telephony and SMS, now these guys have done a better job at messaging. They've done a great job at high-quality voice, etc. So that's what we look to how the operators do, is how do they accentuate that? So how do they not only add additional handle telephony SMS, but how do they build upon that? And so it gives a new user experience for that, makes it a very social kind of user experience rather than a dialer and a call log. Now it puts the person in the center of the conversation, and it adds in capabilities like VoIP and video in a very logical, very natural way for subscribers. But also looks to go beyond that. So how does the carrier add additional value to communications beyond just another way of communicating? So how do you do links to social networking? How do you bring in social information and social networks into the conversation? How do you look to monetize communication services in additional ways? So whether it's adopting freemium pricing models or even looking at advertising. Right now, operators don't even have a platform for doing that, and this application gives them a platform for doing that.
Now that means that either you have to discuss with an operator to convince a manufacturer to embed this application, or you have to provide the operator a way to download this application over the air.
Correct.
What model are you pursuing, or both?
We're a big believer in the downloadable model for this, and there's a couple of reasons why. Well, an operator can preload the application when they sell the handset, but for the installed base or for even going after users, exactly, installed base users, or even going after subscribers that aren't even, or users that aren't even their own subscribers. So that we like the downloadable model because first it allows them to actually brand the service themselves. One of the things operators have never been able to do is brand their own telephony and SMS services. In fact, telephony and SMS are the only unbranded communication services on a phone. Skypes and the others allow them to do that. With a downloadable app, you can deliver a branded, differentiated user experience. And also, as a result, you now have a platform for doing some of these value-added services. If it's just the underlying capability in the phone that comes from the OEM, they're not going to have that capability. The user experience is going to be provided by whoever the handset manufacturer is. This gives the carrier vehicle for actually
doing whatever they want.
Exactly. So to build off of it. And even to look at things like advertising or freemium models or all these things that operators need to start looking at, they need a platform for doing that, and that comes in the way of an application, and a downloadable application or a preloadable application.
Okay. Well, Ken, thank you so much for visiting us.
Absolutely.
Good luck with both products, and we'll keep an eye on you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.